The Origin and Evolution of Kirsty Cotton, a deep dive into Hell Priestess. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the twisted and fascinating world of the Hellbound series, with a special focus on one of the most intriguing characters in the Hellraiser universe, Kirsty Cotton. Kirsty's evolution from a regular teenager to a crucial player in the battle against the Cenobites is a journey filled with horror, heartbreak, and self-discovery. But what makes Kirsty so important to the Hellraiser lore? Let's find out. Kirsty Cotton's origins in the Hellbound universe. Kirsty Cotton first appears in Hellraiser, 1987, which was written and directed by Clive Barker, based on his novella The Hellbound Heart. Her character is introduced as a relatively normal young woman, living in the shadows of a strained family dynamic. She's dealing with her father's recent disappearance and her troubled relationship with her stepmother, Julia. But Kirsty's life takes a horrifying turn when she unwittingly becomes involved with the cursed puzzle box, known as the Lament Configuration, which opens the gateway to the dimension of the Cenobites, beings that explore the extremes of pain and pleasure. The puzzle box, in essence, serves as a bridge between two worlds, one of human suffering and one of unspeakable terror. Kirsty's first encounter with the box is accidental. She comes into possession of it while staying at her father's house, unaware of the dark history tied to the box. But once she unlocks it, the Cenobites, led by the terrifying Pinhead, are summoned. They arrive to claim the souls of those who have opened the box. However, Kirsty doesn't just become another victim. She quickly proves herself to be resourceful, brave, and much more than a typical horror protagonist.
Now you must come with us, taste our pleasures.
The Hellbound Heart. Kirsty's role as the protagonist. In Hellraiser, Kirsty plays a pivotal role as the film's protagonist. Unlike most horror movies where the central character is defined by their vulnerability, Kirsty stands out because she's not just terrified but determined to survive and outsmart the Cenobites. After seeing her stepmother, Julia, commit brutal murders to feed the Cenobites and satisfy the box's demands, Kirsty has a reason to fight back. Julia's betrayal, combined with her own love for her father, who's been lost to the Cenobite world, propels her to act. When she opens the box and is summoned to the Cenobite dimension, she makes a deal with Pinhead, offering to give them other souls in exchange for her own. This negotiation demonstrates her quick thinking and resourcefulness, traits that define her character throughout the series. Ultimately, Kirsty's ability to outsmart the Cenobites and use her wits instead of just relying on physical strength is what makes her one of the most memorable and enduring characters in the Hellraiser franchise. Kirsty's continued struggle in Hellbound. Hellraiser 2. In Hellraiser 2, Hellbound, 1988, Kirsty's story continues to unravel as she seeks to uncover more about the dark forces that control the Cenobites and the puzzle box. This time, Kirsty's journey is more personal as she grapples with the loss of her father and the trauma caused by her first encounter with the Lament Configuration. The film opens with Kirsty recovering from the events of the first movie, but her troubles are far from over. She's placed in a psychiatric hospital, where she's unable to fully express the horrors she encountered. Dr. Channard, the hospital's head, becomes obsessed with the box and the power it holds, leading to even more chaos. Kirsty finds herself once again facing the Cenobites, but this time, her understanding of their world and their rules has evolved. While Hellraiser was very much about Kirsty's survival, Hellbound expands her role into something even more critical. Not only is she still fighting for her life, but she's now carrying a deeper understanding of the Cenobite realm. She learns that the box itself is a key to accessing the hellish dimension, and becomes integral to the film's plot as both a survivor and someone who may hold the key to stopping the madness. In this sequel, Kirsty's character grows stronger, more resolute, and more knowledgeable about the dark forces at play. This marks her evolution from a frightened, naive teenager into someone who knows that the battle against the Cenobites is not over. She becomes a central figure in the mythology, now equipped with the knowledge that the puzzle box is not just a tool for summoning the Cenobites, it's a gateway to something much more powerful and destructive. Kirsty in the later installments, Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth and Beyond. By the time Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, 1992, arrives, Kirsty's journey takes an interesting turn. She's no longer the innocent young woman thrust into a world of unimaginable horrors. Instead, she's hardened by her experiences and still haunted by the memories of her past encounters with the Cenobites. Hellraiser 3 sees Kirsty return to try and stop the Cenobites once and for all, but this film takes her character in a different direction. In Hellraiser 3, she is more of a supporting character rather than the central focus. The storyline shifts to a new protagonist, Joey Summerskill, who stumbles upon the same hellish forces that Kirsty fought so hard to defeat. Kirsty's role is more in the background, serving as a guide to the new characters rather than a central figure. This shift is part of the natural evolution of the series, but it also marks the beginning of Kirsty's separation from the main narrative, as the Hellraiser films increasingly focus on new characters and situations. Despite the shift in focus, Kirsty's presence in the Hellraiser franchise cannot be understated. Her character serves as the emotional anchor and foundation for much of the later lore in the series. She remains one of the few characters to make it through multiple films, giving her an enduring legacy in the Hellraiser universe. Kirsty's character and themes in Hellraiser's legacy. Kirsty's character is a key symbol of survival and strength in the Hellraiser series. Over the course of her journey, she evolves from an innocent girl into a woman who has seen and survived some of the worst horrors imaginable. This progression makes her an iconic figure in horror cinema, and it's easy to see why fans continue to admire her strength and tenacity. What makes Kirsty stand out from other horror protagonists is her adaptability. In a genre where characters are often defined by their fear or their willingness to fight, Kirsty is unique because she does both. She's afraid, yes, but she doesn't let that fear paralyze her. She fights for survival but also for the safety of others, and her willingness to make sacrifices makes her even more compelling. Becomes Hell Priestess. Kirsty Cotton's journey through the Hellraiser universe took a fascinating and unexpected turn, especially in the Hellraiser comics published by Boom Studios from 2011 to 2012. These comics, which were created with the approval of Clive Barker, offer a new take on Kirsty's character, far beyond her film appearances. Initially, Kirsty was dragged into the dark world of the Cenobites due to the manipulations of her evil uncle, Frank, who used her stepmother Julia to regenerate his flesh and later killed her father, Larry, to wear his skin. Kirsty unknowingly solved the lament configuration, and was almost claimed by Pinhead and his Cenobites. She escaped by offering to help capture Frank. In Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, Kirsty ventured into hell to rescue her father but once again managed to escape death by reminding Pinhead of his lost humanity. Over time, she crossed paths with him again, notably in Hellraiser, Hellseeker, where she bargained for her life. In the Hellraiser comics, Kirsty's character evolves dramatically. Set decades after her initial encounters with Pinhead, the comics depict a worn-out and disillusioned Kirsty. She had once tried to end the Cenobite reign by leading a group called the Harrowers, but this effort failed, resulting in the loss of more loved ones to hell. Pinhead, too, grew tired of his role as a hell priest and longed to become human again. In a surprising twist, Kirsty agrees to take over Pinhead's position as the ruler of Hell, while Pinhead is restored to humanity. This shift marks her as the new overlord of Hell, signaling a profound change in her character arc, and offering a fresh perspective on the ongoing battle between human and demonic forces. Conclusion: the lasting impact of Kirsty Cotton. Kirsty Cotton's legacy in the Hellraiser franchise is undeniable. Her journey from an innocent teenager to a battle-hardened survivor encapsulates many of the themes at the heart of Hellraiser: pain, survival, and the consequences of delving too deep into forbidden knowledge. Kirsty's strength, resilience, and intellect are qualities that fans continue to celebrate, and she remains one of the most beloved characters in horror history. Whether you're a longtime fan of the franchise or you're just discovering Kirsty's story, it's clear that she is a character whose journey resonates on a deeper level. She's not just a survivor, she's a symbol of what it takes to endure in the face of unimaginable horror. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to learn more about your favorite horror characters. Let us know in the comments what you think about Kirsty's character and her journey in Hellraiser. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring the darkness.